Welcome, engineers, to Race Up Problem. Today's problem is getting through the Italian Grand Prix in Season 3 of my team. How you doing? I'm doing great. I hope you are as well. And let's see and hope that this Grand Prix goes well as well. Changing engine components as we always do. And yeah, once again, me trying to sync all the video up so that I know what I'm actually talking about. Changing the engine components to the most worn because there's practice. We don't really need to have the least worn. Checking everyone's focus because, you know, it could give us a detailed description of how we think everyone's going to go. AlphaTauri's doing alright. Well, actually, no, they're not. Everyone else, kind of normal, same as what they have been. And yeah, no real changes in the focus area. Money, we're doing quite well. We're gaining quite a bit of it. Hopefully we can continue to gain. Last time out in Netherlands, we got a double points finish for the team after starting P21 for us and Pierre P11. So hopefully we can continue this form heading into the Italian Grand Prix. And, you know, Italy, we went well here last season. We got P2 after chasing down Checo Perez for P1 in the wet. Fortunately, we didn't have a good qualifying there, so hopefully we can have a good qualifying here. Fabrication spec 3 upgrade for the powertrain has come in, so we will be able to purchase the final 3 upgrades that we can for the powertrain. One for engine power, ERS efficiency, ERS and fuel efficiency, I believe it is. So yeah, nice eject out facility for the powertrain. Next up is going to be chassis or aerodynamics. I do believe it will be aerodynamics because, you know, that's the one that we can do straight away and get all the upgrades on. 20% failure and it will come in for the Japanese Grand Prix. Not that biggie, not that much of a biggie. To be fair, I only really want the upgrades for next season, so it don't matter that they're going to take until the Japanese Grand Prix. And even if they do fail, it's not really going to be too much because, like I said, we don't really want them until season 4. We are in season 3. Yeah, talking about the powertrain department upgrading, and into the Grand Prix we actually go. Hopefully we can go well. Looks like it's going to be sunny throughout the entirety of the Grand Prix. So let's check up on the R&D. Red Bull plateau, Mercedes go equal with them. McLaren just go a little bit behind. Ferrari bring upgrades but not as much. Aston Martin plateau. AlphaTauri bring a little bit of an upgrade. Alpine bring a bigger upgrade to go ahead of them. And yeah, I can't be patient then. Wow. Yeah, 2 supplier upgrades that we need. One coming in 26th of October, I saw. And yeah, Sashi, we need. We've got 2 remaining on the brakes. And yeah, let's head to practice 1 for the Italian Grand Prix. See how we do. Focusing on Daniel Ricciardo for the past 2 Grand Prix as he is retiring at the end of the season. Hopefully he can get a victory for himself as checking up on the R&D, checking up on the weather forecast for qualifying, make sure that our weather forecasts match up. 1% of rain, it looks like, for the first quarter, half even, of qualifying, so that looks very good indeed. Track temperature dropping halfway through, and again at the end, still 1% rain though. However, in the race, the chance of rain increases gradually from the beginning of the race from 2% to 4% quarter of the way through, 6% halfway through, and 7% at the end, 3/4 of the way through, and at the end of the Grand Prix it's predicted 16% of rain, with it being cloudy. Track acclimatization completely done, race strategy completely done, and only one needed for the tyre management, I believe. Pierre just getting the advantage on us in practice by 3/10, but I do think that could be related to the engine, as it is very weak and Monza is quite a power heavy circuit. Yeah, day was actually good. Until now. Okay.
Would you say that you're happy with your performance?
Yeah, I was happy. I mean, we could have got 555, but you know, it'll do.
Gave you the edge over your rivals?
Go with the power unit, because we're getting upgrades on that side of the car. Or the aerodynamics, because that's where we're going to build an upgrade facility sooner. I wonder if that could actually help build the facility quicker. Anyway, objectives. We don't really need to do these aerodynamic stuff because they're not actually going to go on the upgrade, as you should have seen from the power upgrades. Pierre getting full R&D loadout for practice in Monza. Overly can continue this form throughout the rest of the season and momentum into qualifying. Speaking of which, let's go change our engine components for qualifying, because otherwise we are going to be an absolute dog in a straight line compared to a horse. Prancing horse, Ferrari, Italy, made sense. Anyway, also got Bulls of Italia. I started speaking Italian and Spanish, and then I don't actually know much other languages. Apart from my own, of which I did not speak. Round 55 of the game, that does mean that this is 205. For some reason I keep actually forgetting what number it is, so yeah, if you see 1 where the number's incorrect, please do remind me down in the comments below, because I cannot remember for some reason. Maybe it's got something to do with China being in addition earlier in the season, or the fact that Russia's been delayed, that Singapore's been delayed as a race, and the fact that I've actually brought in Singapore for this season. And let's see how that goes in at the end of the week. And actually, speaking of which, that's the most recent race I've actually recorded up to. So yeah, I'm actually a bit excited, because at the moment, this time next week, I don't actually know what's happening in that race. Whereas from Austria, I knew what was happening. Anyway, let's go to qualifying. Speaking of what's going to happen, let's see what happens. Lap 1, where's it put us? 1:18.8 puts us P3. Do expect us to drop at the end of the lap though. Where do we drop to? Only P6, so it's looking good for a Q3 finish. Don't improve on our second lap though, so maybe not so much high Q3, maybe a little bit low, maybe on the edge. So yeah, we are on the edge at the moment, P8, but we do have Max, Charles and Checo to go. So maybe we're going to be dropped down a little bit. It don't matter too much because, well, for one, we've got 3 rival cars ahead of us. So we're predicted at the moment P12 on the grid. don't really matter too much because this is technically where we should be on with the car. Valtteri Bottas actually closed down, so we're actually predicted P11.
We're third in the speed trap,
P10 because Sergio Perez is doing a little bit worse. I don't believe we need to go out for a second run, so I'm just gonna skip to the end of Q1 because 8 tenths to Pierre, 9 tenths to Ocon, so we should be fine. 8 tenths actually to both Ocon, and we are safely through P13. What about Pierre? Pierre's through, and yeah, it seems like we didn't even need. Seems like Pierre didn't need to improve on his lap. If he did, Lando only did 1 lap, so the gap stayed the same to Ocon, and therefore Gasly didn't need to improve on his lap. We do need to set a lap though in Q2. Where's our first one going to put us? P5, 19.6, so a little bit slower than our Q1 benchmark. Lap 2, the P10 at the moment. Can we improve into the 18s? It's 19.1, keeps us P10, so hopefully we can have a bigger improvement going into our second run, because obviously our car should not really be getting into Q3, but if we can, it is an amazing feat. And at the moment we are being knocked out. P14, hopefully we can improve further. I don't believe we'll be able to improve 8 tenths to get into Q3, but you never know. Valtteri Bottas is down in P11, so adding a little bit of front downforce as we head towards the end of Q2. Good 1.7 seconds off P1, so we still got a lot of upgrades to go. The thing is, we got a big margin to Red Bull on the R&D chart, and our power upgrades, if you may have seen, don't even really take us ahead of Alpine, so I'm a bit worried. P16 at the end of lap 3 goes 6 tenths quicker into the 18.5s, puts us P12, dropped immediately to P13, P15 at the moment coming across the line to finish Q2, 6 tenths up, but it's P15 and it's an 18.5, so the game lying to us, giving us the delta to our lap 2, our lap 2 pretty much. Both Alpines get through. We qualify ahead of Pierre. AlphaTauri's checkerboard, us, AlphaTauri's, Aston Martins, and Alpines all in a Noah's Ark formation. So maybe it's a sign of things to come into the race. Mercedes actually looking a bit weak heading into this Grand Prix. With Fernando only less than a tenth behind Lewis in that session. Acclaim, ours goes up slightly, Pierre's goes up a little bit less than ours, and the team going less than both of ours. Hopefully we can improve that Acclaim by quite a bit going into the race. Thank you, Jeff, for that nice pun. Either way, we got to do what Jeff says, keep the carbon fibre on the car. So, let's go to the race. Find out if we do that, and hopefully we can continue that. We can do that and have a good race.
We're back in Italy once again for another round of the Formula One World Championship. And what a great race is in store for us today here at the oldest circuit on the calendar. Monza hosted its first race all the way back in 1922, with top speeds up to 215 miles per hour and an average lap speed of around 155 miles per hour. Monza's reputation as one of the fastest circuits in the sport is well earned. We have 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with the best overtaking chance coming into the heavy braking zone of the Turn 1 chicane. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, Sergio Perez and Leclerc, Bottas, Sainz, Fernando Alonso and Antonio Giovinazzi, Vettel, Stroll and Guan Yu Zhou, Roberts, Gasly, Ocon, Nobuharu Matsushita and George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Mazepin and Yuki Tsunoda. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
Yuki Tsunoda with a grid penalty pushes us up into P14 and breaks the Noah's Ark of Alpine, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri and us, and also Williams, if you may have noticed. Don't go any further because a Haas beats Latifi and the Alfa Romeo. Strategy, simple, one stop from soft to mediums. Hopefully we've got enough fuel because it is quite a hungry circuit for fuel here with the 3 straights, only 2 with DRS though, so yeah, hopefully we can go well. No real way to change up the strategy, and yeah, so just gonna have to do it all on pure pace, and yeah, hopefully we can build momentum heading into one of my weaker circuits of Singapore.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Unlike the Netherlands, I've actually extended each segment, the radio segment, by 5 seconds either side. So yeah, enjoy as we line up onto the grid for the end of the formation lap. I wonder if I'm one of the only people that actually do the formation lap. Obviously, hardcore fans do. I wonder if like content creators like Team Marju can ever actually do formation laps and just edit them out of the video. On the grid then, don't need to worry about that as we get ready for the 5 red lights to come onto our screen, and here they come. 2, 3, 4, 5 right lights are on. They are now out and we get an okay start. We bob down immediately and we are almost going to be overtaken by the Williams. Overtaken by Pierre Gasly. Are we going to be overtaken by the Williams? Yes we are, but not the one I was thinking of. Nope, never mind, they both go down our inside and outside. We're down into P17. Can we go around the outside of our teammate? Not quite. Coming out of the first chicane, Guan Yu Zhou, no, Yuki Tsunoda already making up 4 places up into P18.
On track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Yuki Tsunoda trying to go down our outside now into the second chicane. Hopefully we don't make any contact. No, looks good. No damage so far in the race, apart from 3 positions. So yeah, hopefully we can gain those back immediately, quite quickly, especially the Williams, because they are quite slow compared to us. And yeah, Pierre Gasly, not as slow as the Williams, but not ideal. He goes down the inside of Ascari, not quite going on the curbing. Oh, whoops. Hi. Whoops. I didn't mean to include that. Okay. So you can tell I use flashbacks now, if you already couldn't. Example, Belgium. I asked Jeff about Stroll, and you may have seen just before that clip began, I talked about just before that clip began, you may have seen the flashback screen. Anyway, Pierre's going down the inside of the Williams as we're into P16, so maybe someone's pit. We're going to go down the inside of these two. Can we get the move done into turn 1? We take the lead into turn 1. Don't hit the Aston Martin in front of us. Going into... Oh, we've hit our teammate Pierre. Please, no damage for Pierre. We're going through Curve of the Gander now. He's probably still there.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. No need to worry about tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good. A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Great. You got the kidding me.
Confirmed.
They don't seem too bad at the moment. Looks fine there. Gap ahead of us isn't really changing. But in the car, it felt awful.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
So we're going to come in the end of this lap.
We don't currently have the data for that request.
Going to go into hards. That should take us to the end of the Grand Prix. To be fair, that was... I'm not sure if that was my fault. I don't know. I'm going to let Pierre go into the final corner because we want the inside so that we can come into the pit lane. Does Pierre come in as well? It doesn't look like he is, so luckily it's only me with damage and we haven't ruined Pierre's race. We've only ruined mine, but mine's a little bit more expendable because Pierre can use DAI hacks to keep up with them, whereas I can't. But to be fair, at the moment Pierre's been a little bit slower than me in the races and qualifying, so who knows. Hopefully I can make a good comeback like I did in the Netherlands, but it may be a little bit difficult because we've now lost a pit stop to everyone. Finishing in the race on this compound at the moment, P21, so it does look like a Mercedes ahead of us then. Odd. Who's behind us then?
Being enabled this lap, we can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
So it seems like 2 people have pit. Who's behind us? Okay, I guess we're not going to find out. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway. It's probably not someone that's going to trouble us. Hopefully not.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Oh, so yeah, I lost the rear there. Catching up to an Aston Martin as they come out the pit lane on the soft tyres. We're going to go around the outside of them into turn 1. That's how you do it, Max Verstappen. Don't climb on top of the other car. It looks like Lance Stroll by the number on his car. Hopefully we can stay ahead of him and hopefully we can pull each other along towards the pack ahead. Instead he decides to go down the inside of the second chicane. We hold line in the middle and nothing doing for him there. We have lost 10th on our Delta though as we go through the second Lesmo. Is he going to be close enough to make a move into Ascari? Yes, he is. He's going to go down the inside. I'm interrupting Jeff. He's got one more stop, I just heard. And, yeah, I realise there's no point battling him. So we're going to let him go into Ascari. I know it's something like Curva Alboleto or something. But, you know, I'm always going to call it
okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
It doesn't matter, Jeff. We can use
gap to teammate ahead.
We can use him to gain towards our teammate and further. It looked like he was defending there, but I think that might have just been me. End of lap 5. We have lost touch to him, so our plan not going quite to plan. And so yeah, we're just gonna have to deal with the rest of the race. Hopefully not lose too much time on these hards.
We're trailing our teammate by 33.3 seconds. They're on old softs. They're in 14th. The time last lap was a 1 minute 21.2.
21.2, let's see what we do on these hards.
Some information on Mazepin. They seem to have an issue.
We did a 21.8. Mazepin got an issue. Maybe he's the car behind us. I can tell you that he is the car behind us. I don't know why I haven't asked Jeff that yet. Yeah.
Mazepin is behind you. Our gap behind.
Okay, there we go.
16.4 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 4 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. They have some kind of mechanical problem. The time last lap was a 1:24.3.
Wow, Mazepin. So Mazepin 3 seconds a lap slower than us as we head on to the end of lap 7. What we're going to set this time? 21.8, pretty much level with our previous lap. And we have now pulled a pit gap on
This pace
Mazepin.
is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
It's fine, Jeff. 21.9s on hards will be easy. Especially when the well, actually no, the softs are doing 21.1s, I think. I heard correctly. So maybe a little bit touch and go on these hards. Lap 10, P21.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag ahead, so maybe someone's retiring. Boosts us up into P20. Look to the left. Look like a Red Bull. White sponsoring on the rear wing. Probably
Okay,
was
clear.
a Red Bull. And yeah, lap 10 P20. Hopefully we can make it P10 by lap 20. You know, switch it round. I don't think I said that correctly. I think I said lap 20 already. Yellow flag ahead of us. Is there going to be a safety car? No, it's just going to be us losing the rear end. Trying to leave about, see if we can see anything ahead of us. Don't look like there's going to be any safety cars. There's a car in front of us that looks to be going slow. But I think that just might be... oh no, someone coming to pits. It's P19, so we're making progress already. More progress. Okay. Beginning of lap 11, P18.
Gap to teammate ahead is 30.6 seconds. They're on old softs. They're in 7th. The time last lap was a 1:23.3.
So we do seem to be gaining on Pierre ever so slightly. I don't think it's going to be enough to get within his pit window, as he will be coming in fairly soon, I believe. There goes Mercedes, so they'll be looking to get past us very quickly. Is he going to do it out of second chicane? It looks like he's going to go into Lesmos, try and take position. We're going to give him the space. He donks us, Lewis. Okay, yeah, sorry for making fun of you on how to make an overtake, but come on, you don't need to be that rude. Yes,
Pierre is in for his stop.
as Pierre comes into the pit lane, hopefully we can use Lewis this time instead of Stroll to pull away, pull closer to the front. He is on a step harder compound compared to Stroll, so hopefully it will be a little bit easier. But don't forget, he is in Mercedes. It's much quicker than our car. We're pretty much back markers at this point. P15, so we have got ahead of Stroll. A little bit boring at the back here though. I mean, I've really got myself to blame. Shouldn't really have made it 3 wide move beginning of lap 2. But to be honest, I kind of think that is the game's revenge on me flashbacking the damage that I got on Ascari. So maybe that's why I kept it in. End of lap 16 then.
See you at the end of this lap.
I decided we need to liven up
Roger
this
that.
race,
Soft tyres
and
at the
so we're
next
going
pit
to pit for soft tyres. Maybe gain a little bit more positions than we've got currently, but it's kind of a bit too late. It's lap 26, but what, 12 laps to go, 28 laps in this race, so yeah, a little bit dicey. Oh no, 11 laps, so 27. I mean, we should be able to get them. There's
Go now.
2 there. There's the third, so we're in P20. P19, never mind. Yeah, I forgot we were P16, not P17. I mean, we didn't really need to pit for to P16. No, we were P15. Oh, so we lost 4. Okay, I can't listen and count. To be fair, I think Stroll passed us quite early on that, because obviously he's the one that pit and put us P15. because
you're catching the
of
car ahead, but remember we need to get to the
he
end of the
pitted
race on
soft to
these
soft,
tyres.
and so obviously he needed to pit again. Lap 19, P19, not quite what our target was. It was P10 by lap 20. Hopefully we can make a little bit of amends going into Ascari, coming out of Lesmo. All over the back of this Williams, I believe it is Matsushita. Looks like it there, and force him to the inside of Ascari. Don't need to, so we pull over the racing line because our car is superior to his.
Nice move. Good job.
Thank you, Jeff. Next up, we've got the Alfa Romeo and Haas of Schumacher. Not quite sure who's in the Alfa Romeo, but if I was to take a guess, I believe it was Nicholas Latifi, because George Russell is the better driver. They're going a ding-dong battle into turn 1. The Alfa Romeo defending right to the inside. Haas trying to go down the inside. Schumacher, I should say. We're just trying to hang back, see if we can take an opening. Not quite anything doing going through Curva Grande. Can we make a move into the second chicane? No, we're going to hang back, let them guys do their thing. They're slowing us up so much, we need to get past these guys quickly. Look at our delta, 1.2 seconds off already. It's only going to increase through the Lesmos, 1.4, 1.5. Our charge on P15 has stalled. P14 actually, because I pitted to get a better position. Going down the outside of Russell, it looked like by his helmet. We're going to go down the outside of Schumacher as well, going into Ascari. We're going to let them battle it out. No, not quite. Schumacher gets immediately overtaken by George Russell, who follows us through into Ascari. P16 at the moment, then at the end of lap 20. That was a bit of a hairy moment. Yeah, I got a little bit scared then.
16th.
Thought we were going to get a little bit of
car in
contact.
front is 6.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. Russell behind. The gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 7 laps to go.
Technically 6, Jeff. Count your numbers. That's 6.7
Stroll is
laps.
ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 6.4 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:21.1. You're dropping back by around 1.4 seconds.
I mean, I do think we made a strategical error. If we wanted to do a 2-stop, you should have gone mediums, not hards. So, yeah, my fault there. Lap 22, we're doing a 20.3. So let's see if we can catch up to Stroll. Hopefully we can, because otherwise this has just been a waste. But to be fair, with lap 2 contact, it kind of already was a waste. Making an improvement on our previous best, finally on lap 23.
29.7 seconds.
So yeah, Pierre filling
Stroll
out
ahead,
pit
the gap to the
distance
car ahead
on
is
this already.
3.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:21.2, 1.2 seconds advantage per lap.
So it seems like we're going to catch Stroll within 3 laps. It's going to be very tight though. Okay, ignoring Jeff then. Good. Lap 25, 1:28.0, pretty much flat. 1:20.0 flat. Looks like a back marker, probably Nikita. So he's going to let Stroll go. Hopefully he lets us go fairly quickly, although that may have just hampered our attempts of getting Stroll because of DRS on the main straight. So yeah, not quite where we wanted Nikita to be caught up by Stroll. He's going to let us through going into the second chicane though. So yeah, he treated us quite nicely. Not as bad to Stroll as we wanted him to be. But going towards the final lap, doesn't seem like we're going to catch enough.
No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
Okay, Jeff. ERS concerns at the moment though. So yeah. Going on to final lap though, I don't think we did the best race that we could though.
This is your
One
final
lap to go.
Final lap of the race.
Okay, so 1 lap of fuel. I still don't know how the lap count is meant to work. Nothing happened though during that lap. Pretty much a dead race.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
And we did kill the race immediately on lap 2. But I do think it's the game's version of revenge, especially when we flashback damage in
They made
Ascari.
great use of the clear air today then and didn't allow anyone to exploit the slipstream behind them. What a great win here at Monza. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
Well done to McLaren getting a double podium, just like real life, but this time it's a 2-3 instead of a 1-2. So Daniel Ricciardo getting past Lando from P4 to P2, and Lando dropping to
Let's
P3.
review the drivers' standings. Max Verstappen should be
Pierre,
pleased
well
with his
done getting
performance,
P12.
making gains at the top of the table. After an
Esteban
incredible
Ocon
day of racing,
getting ahead of
who was
both
your
me
driver
and
of the
Stroll,
day,
so
Ant?
maybe if it
Yuki
didn't
Tsunoda
hit,
gets my vote today.
we could actually
Let's
be
move on
ahead
to
of
the
them.
constructors. Red Bull further ahead in the standings. There
yeah.
was also a strong showing from the McLaren
This
team
race,
today as they make their way up the standings. It's been an
I
absolutely
do think
wild weekend
that
of Formula 1 action.
turn 1 lap
wait to
2
see what's next.
was the game's version, or, well, I say game's version, I caused it, but I do think it's the game's version of revenge for me getting damage at Ascari and not actually taking the damage. On board to try and find out what happened as we go into turn 1. I brake, I'm fully ahead. Okay, so technically it's my corner, but I have to slow down to the Aston Martin. From there it looks like Pierre doesn't turn enough, but then you've got to think about Matsushita. It's only a tiny bit of front wing damage. We could have continued. We should have gone a lap or 2, found out if the damage was big. Yeah. Wait, what? Damage didn't... We make... Oh. 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 Okay, Pierre got damage, but not enough. He got more damage than me, and it weren't even in the correct place. Oh my god. That's all you need to know.
Good day
Wow.
today. Let's have your take on it.
You kidding me?
What was your teammate's secret to success today?
They didn't try and dive bomb and make a free wide move into turn 1.
Are you happy with your performance today?
No.
What exactly was it you weren't happy about?
Front wing damage.
Appreciate your time.
Why don't yours? Yeah, a little bit salty at the end of that Grand Prix. It could have gone better. It should have gone better. But that is going to wrap it all for today, guys. Dislike if you didn't like this. I know I will be pressing that. We're going to get rid of Lupo sponsor. Share with your friends because friends have common interests. Comment your thought down in the comments below. And your reasons for liking, disliking, and not doing either. Until you racists have a problem, you engineers, until you engineers can't fix. I've been a race engineer. I ruined my race there. You could have done much better. You should have. Bye.